Hello, the purpose of my video today is for VRBO. You have requested pictures and we've tried to send them to you. Some got through, some didn't. We had our vacation at Champions Gate in Florida. While we were on vacation, we had called you. I talked to multiple representatives with VRBO, sent pictures. We were told that they would work with us to get our money back. You say that you're there for us during our stay, after our stay. You say that you have our back. So this is my proof of information being sent to you about what happened with our vacation in Florida. So we went to Davenport, Florida. We got the hangout number 1, Champions Gate. We paid $5,000 for this. They had a cleaning fee of $370 and a limited damage waiver fee of $210. There's the confirmation with them, a little bit about the house rules. Just a note: we showed up. You were supposed to start on 7/1. We could get in at 4 p.m. Jennifer, my daughter, did arrive at 5 p.m., but she wasn't allowed into the community until about 6:15. She got into the house somewhere around 7:30 due to the lack of security guards and registering people at the gate. Traffic was backed up for miles. The local police were called in because it was people were fighting. There was almost fist fights. The traffic was backed up on the highway. So from the start, there was trouble getting in due to lack of people on site. So one of the things that frustrated me with Vacasa was their lack of knowledge with the parking rules. Prior to our vacation, we had reached out to them to find out where exactly we park because we knew there's two parking at the house itself. We had 5 families that are going. Out of those 5 families, 3 of them had children with disabilities. One has a 6-year-old child with 2 disabilities. He needs a walker slash wheelchair, and he is autistic. The other family member has a son who is autistic with sensory issues, and the other family has a 4-year old with a serious medical condition who could be rushed to the hospital any given time. All right, so we needed our cars. On top of that, we had 23 people. This house held 24 people. So to get car seats and the amount of people we had to have enough cars for everyone. So prior to when we asked about parking, I was very nervous. I didn't know if we could have all the cars in sight because what they told us that we would have to park 18 minutes away from the home. That is a significant amount of ride for us, and we had to figure out who would get the cars, how would we get the kids back, how would we get the kids there, who would transfer cars, the whole thing. I ended up rearranging doing some differences with cars, paying more money to downsize the amount of cars to get to this home. So a week before the trip, it was a little chaotic in my mind, and we had to spend more money on a rental car. Only to find out that when we got there, that we could park up to 2 vehicles in the driveway, and that there was parking on the street. There was also an additional parking lot near the house. It was actually 2 houses down, and there was also additional parking at the Oasis Club. So just so you know, we had 3 adults that were between 51 and 61 years of age. And then we also had our children was from 1 year to 14 years. So it wasn't something that was that going to be that simple and easy to drive 18 minutes to get our cars. However, when we got there, we were happy to know that we could park on site, but I did spend extra money changing up our rental cars a week before. So Vacasa has, I'm showing you the green highlighted pictures are always what I pulled off the Vacasa website, what they showed for this house. So this is their Toy Story, and we're going to show you the Frozen themed game rooms. Up here, there's a little box that held these wires, and over here, there's the smoke detector. They're both correctly placed in their spots. Here, oddly enough, these bunk beds block this closet that we never got to use. But most importantly, we were not able to use these 2 bunk beds for the first 2.5 days because they had electrical tape hanging. This box wasn't here. There was wires hanging down, and I'll show you right there. So the wires were hanging down like this, and the smoke detector was out of the ceiling. Now that made it uncomfortable for us because we had to switch up, put children in our beds with us, and we could not utilize these bunk beds. We were too nervous that the kids were going to climb up on here and pull up these wires or get hurt from one of those things. Um, Coming down in our frozen themes room, there was peeling decals, but most importantly, what we ended up finding was that there were outlets that were uncovered. Now, this we did not discover until actually the day we were checking out when we were pulling off the sheets because they do ask us to do a laundry if we can. But this was very disheartening since we had already dealt with issues of electricity issues in the other children's rooms. To find this on the last day was very, very upsetting. Uh, as you can see, the bed sheets hang over on this edge. So when they're changing the sheets or they're cleaning the house, there's no way they could not have noticed this on these outlets on the wall, or these hanging wires, or the smoke detector. Okay, so as we scroll down, we also had our air conditioner was not working properly the entire time. And they tell us that you cannot set it below 74 because if you do, you could freeze up the system and then we would get charged for it. Well, if you look, this was what our vent looked like. Again, if you're cleaning the house, you should notice these things. Look at that vent, see how dirty it is, and then maybe pop it open, look at it. We started using our asthma inhalers more. People needed their asthma machines. We had to take allergy medicine on a daily basis. So we actually opened up the vent to find these are the filters that were filled with dust, pollen, bacteria, dirt. It was horrible. This was the downstairs. I enlarged it so you could see it. This was the upstairs. It was so hardened with dirt and pollen and bacteria that it was actually when the air was sucking it in, it was actually pulling in the filter. Now we had told them about this as well. So all of these concerns we told them about as we were at the house. Now I've traveled for 33 years now. I keep saying condo because I do own a condo and we travel. Never in my life have I dealt with anything like this before. Now they also had some nails that were up on these carpets here at entering into the bathroom. Didn't know, stepped on it. I received a small injury on my toe. However, this could, what if I didn't have tetanus shots? What if this got worse? We told them about the nails sticking up the rug from the rugs also. I do want to show you again, these are pictures of their rooms. Every room had a TV in it. What they promised us for TV. Now, this was a family of five going on vacation. We weren't going there to uh, travel around Florida. We were there to spend time with each other. Since COVID, we haven't really gotten to vacation together, and this was our first time ever getting a house together. We thought it'd be really cool. We did go to Disney for one day, but this was a great way to get together and just play games, sit around at a table, and be together. So they had a theater room, pool table, a game room, all kinds of stuff. So and they promised us for amenities, internet and cable, and they also have a gaming system, wireless router, Netflix streaming. Well, internet did not work at all. If it did, it turned on for a few seconds, went back out, and also we weren't allowed to use the media room because that's centered around the internet as well. So this is the information I got from the Vacasa website, and we weren't able to do it. So we had no internet for the entire stay, no cable for the entire stay, which meant we couldn't use the movie theater and no Netflix streaming. Now did our children had a little tablet with downloaded movies on it, so that is what they had to watch is the tablet while they had this huge, probably about 80-inch TV up here. Vacasa, they also had a Marvel themed game room. Again, the highlighted in green is their pictures. This is the way they set it up. It did not look like that at all. So the basketball game didn't work properly. It's supposed to go back and forth. It did not do that. There were not four of these pucks on the air hockey table. There was only two, and one was broken. The Pac-Man machine stopped working about 3 days in. These two games right here, they're supposed to go back and forth and compete against each other. One of these games did not work at all. Again, we wanted to have family time playing games and so forth, and we could not work with any of those. So when I'll show you a quick couple of videos describing the situation. The air hockey table did have an they moved the room around. It wasn't, like I said, set up the same exact way. So this made it dangerous for the kids to play if they wanted to play it. But we really couldn't play it because one of the pucks looked like this. Kids here, they can't, not say with the electrical plugged in there. And this is how we received one of those where our grandson already cut his hand on it. I'm sorry. So this was after 2.5 days, they sent someone to the house and he was actually taking pictures. He took that puck with him. So he had an air hockey table with one puck. This is how the other machine looked. It had the words on it, would not turn on. And when we did turn it on, it would sound like this. It goes completely black and it does that noise coming out. There's no signal on it. Just shuts down in the middle of play. And because of that, we unplug it. It sounds scary. We're not sure what's going to happen to it. Other broken or loose items in the home were a broken towel rack, a broken dresser drawer. Their toilets were all loose. That's our toilet seat, obviously. And that's the cabinet. Neither one is completely fallen off, which is why we didn't take a picture of it, but it is very frustrating to have to use the bathroom and your toilet seat blowing around. And this is the one of the pictures of the towel rack with no towels because they didn't supply us enough towels. So once again, this was a $5,000 home for 6 nights. They had the fans and lights all had remotes. Some of the remotes were missing. The Vacasa maintenance person couldn't do anything about that, so those never got resolved. Some of the fans and lights we just simply couldn't use. They had no cleaning supplies. They have glass tables everywhere, and of course, they expect us to keep a cleanly house. So we had to go out and get cleaning supplies for the glass tables. There was soap we had to get for the dishes. We had 2 dishwashing pods for the dishwasher. There was no broom to sweep the floor. The vacuum they gave us barely worked. No trash bags, and we had to get specific trash bags or they would fine us for using anything else. So we had to go out and buy the specific trash bags and purchase all of those supplies. As I told you also, we didn't have any towels in the resort. Again, this is one of the pictures that they showed. These they showed us they have beach towels and they put that in there as part of their amenities. There were 0 beach towels. That did not look like that up there. This was a old washer and dryer. Actually took multiple drying cycles to get one load cleaned. And the gentleman that came in to look at that, he tried to fix it, pulled out the dryer vent, emptied that, did all these certain things where they couldn't. It was never resolved. They had for the bathrooms, they had these displays in the bathroom, but not enough for 24 people. Again, we had to go out and we had to buy our own bath towels for us to take a shower. We also received just 1 roll of toilet paper per bathroom. So we had to go out again to buy our own toilet paper as well. Again, a $5,000 home for 6 nights. Here is the other problems that we had. I have a bunch of arrows in here because this cabinet was loose, like you saw in the bathroom. This cabinet here was hanging off. There was a cabinet over on the side that was missing a door. And that was this one right here. They had this side of the house did not have any electricity, so it didn't work. We had a freezer that didn't freeze correctly and a refrigerator that didn't refrigerate properly. And so we did have some food spoilage. I'm showing here the pictures of the cabinets, and this one was completely off. The nail's still here so that the kids can grab them if we weren't aware of it. Here's the door. They had it actually tucked in on the side between the refrigerator. Now, once again, if someone's cleaning a home prior to coming in, then and we paid this cleaning fee, this should have been all noticed and fixed prior to us coming in. So I got a picture of the gentleman after 2.5 days. He came in after 6 p.m. on the 3rd day there. He was behind the refrigerator here, fixing the refrigerator, fixing the cabinet up here, fixing the cabinet by the under the sink, the broken door. These are things that he could fix. He could not fix the game room. He couldn't do anything about the remotes. He did fix the wires and smoke detector in the story room, but what he couldn't get fixed was the the dryer. He tried to fix a refrigerator. He couldn't do that. It just didn't work. He hammered down the nails on the carpet, but he could not get a strip to go over the nails. So he said someone else was going to come back to do the rest of the work. No one else showed up. No one came out to change the air filters in the air conditioner. No one fixed the internet problems, the outlet problems, the game room problems, the dryer problems, and no one supplied us with missing remotes for the fans and lights. Now, Vacasa, when they gave us this property, this is what we were promised. We were promised that they get 24/7 service, and we promised that it would be cleaned thoroughly. Now, they also say that, again, 24/7 service with them. Here's the amenities that they promised us: the air hockey table, the internet, the beach towels, the washer dryer, the game room. They say that they had that the house had theme rooms, which they did, equipped with TVs and ceiling fans, but we couldn't use those objects. The internet package for this house is spectacular, which is why we wanted to get this house. But when we came to the house, that was the main thing that did not work with them. We did not have this game room. And again, we could not use that theater. So, and as they even include, they have several everyday accessories. Again, makes you think about toilet paper, maybe something for the dishwasher, some trash bags, something like that for everyday accessories, but nothing. An outdoor TV, all it did was flash white writing on it. We could not get that to work either. And this was on Vacasa's website. And our guests book vacations confidently knowing they're going to find exactly what they're looking for without any surprises. Each vacation home is always cared for by our professional local teams who implement their high cleanliness and maintenance values. This did not happen for us. Communication with Vacasa, we started calling the first time the second we got in there. Jennifer was on hold with them for 1 hour and 13 minutes. She called to let them know about the bunk bed, the smoke detectors, the cabinet doors, the peeling wall decals. They would put in a ticket and they would call her back. As the night went on, Benny, her husband, started reaching out to them. They transferred to text instead of waiting on the phone because Vacasa said to get through them quicker, it'd be easier to text. They started that at 7:54. 5 hours later, Vacasa asked them for her confirmation number, gave it to her. 11.5 hours later, they asked if they would please be kind to share the issues. That's where Benny shared all the issues, including me stepping on the nail and hurting my foot. They turned around and 5 hours later apologized and asked if we still needed assistance. Benny said, yes, we do immediately. After 21.5 hours, Vacasa rep responded to 3 texts and no resolution. Jennifer also started trying at 12 o'clock midnight to get through to them that same night. Same thing, 11 hours later, they're contacting her back. She responds that she has safety concerns that need to be fixed. They tell her again, once again, hi, sorry, those kinds of things. She did say to him, if things can't be resolved by 1 p.m., she's going to contact VRBO, post all the pictures, and let them know how dangerous it is here. And she said, I'm concerned for my children. They went ahead and said, we'll get back to you. Thanks for reaching out to us. Nothing, just their standard everyday texts. Well, oddly enough, when I called up VRBO and started asking questions about this house and asking how they can help us, VRBO could not find them. They said they were hidden from their site. And this is what I received when I looked up on VRBO, rental listing no longer visible in site. I went onto my cell phone to see if I could find it there because the last text we had with our family about this house, you could click on it and you can go right to the website. But this is what we get, that they removed the property at the host request. So now they removed the property from VRBO, and I'm trying to get VRBO to help me to get these resolved. They did respond to Jennifer and said, I understand that some wires are covered with electrical tape. Please we advise you to not touch the wires until this is sorted out. So we go back and forth. Jen, 2 days. At this point, I think she should call the fire department. We told them we were going to call the fire department. We sent them pictures. They said they've escalated this issue to the supervisors. They'll be calling for in a few moments. No supervisors called. We asked for managers. They would not give us a manager's phone number, said it was against their policy. Again, they said they're sorry for my toe being hurt and all the issues that we're going through. And then they said, please feel free to reach out if there's anything else. They were not looking at this point to resolve any issues. We go down, we give them phone numbers to reach us at, for a manager to call us, nothing. Again, they say they're now they start saying, because we told them we wanted a refund. We had gotten through to some people on the phone, that managers, but we were saying we're going to ask for, we want our money back at this point. And they said, thank you. We ensure the local staff is aware of your refund. The supervisor will be reaching out to us shortly. Once again, nothing. We told them that we were going to contact the fire chief and have him come out and look at the house. Again, to another 2.5 hours later, they're saying, thank you for your patience in the situation. They're working to ensure that our request has been presented and confirmed with an electrician, and that he'll be dispatched to our house, and they're sorry that we're going through this. Jennifer asked them why they don't care about families when this is a family vacation home, and their response was, you're our priority, and we work to ensure that you have the best day and memories with us. This was not something we'd like to call part of our guest services, our guest experience, but rest assured we will come to a resolution. I'm really sorry. Finally, somebody did show up. Again, we kept reaching out to them. 3.5 hours later, they said, oh, we were told that somebody came out to your house earlier in the day. We took a picture so we can have it time stamped that he was there, and it was 6:34 when he started working on the house. We told him here that so the game room, that he can't fix everything, and we told them that the nails that my mother cut her toe on will not be fixed, all of that stuff. And again, they said they're sorry to hear about all that. So no one showed up until after the text where we said, we asked them again, what time were they going to show up? We stayed in the house all the day that they waited for them to show up. We checked in on Saturday. It took Vacasa until Monday evening to contract someone to fix the problems. Apparently, they had a contract amount. So Jennifer continued to text them to speak to the manager and fix the rest of the issues and for compensation. At one point, they told us that it'd be best if we stopped worrying about this. We continue to text. If you still require assistance, please feel to chat back, and we'll be more than happy to help. Thanks for choosing Vacasa. So they gave us a phone number to call. Jennifer tried to call that phone number. It did not work. She said, the number you provided is not working. They gave us another couple of numbers and said, keep calling those numbers, and, someone should probably answer. So again, we're needing somebody to come to the house again, speak to a manager, and we weren't getting any responses from them. So we told them we're still been waiting for we've been waiting on people to show up. Their response was, we sincerely apologize for the delay in response. We have been awaiting response from the local staff, and none has been provided yet apart from the maintenance that was done earlier. So Jennifer, again, in capital letters, I need to speak to a manager because of this. Now we found the filters. Another game stopped working. They understood about this inconvenience again. They will forward the information to the next available manager, and someone should get out to us. At that point, we finally got 6 hours later, somebody responded that they're going to give us $1,350 back, which is their maximum amount, and to just let us know if we accept this. We were not happy with that. Again, I would like to speak to a district manager, Jennifer states. They said, please provide us with, she has to provide us with the district manager's email. They said, is this in regard to the refund? Jennifer said, yes, and the whole situation in general. Please provide us, Jennifer asked again. I'm afraid I cannot disclose that information. It's against our policy. So we were still frustrated. We told them we were reaching out to VRBO. VRBO as well had said that they couldn't get in contact with the local manager or the district manager. They had promised that we would speak to both. No one showed up. So we checked in on Saturday. It took Vacasa until Monday to contract someone to fix some of the problems. We were told that someone would come back to fix everything. No one came back. We were told Debbie, the local manager, would contact us. No manager contacted us, nor would they give us a number. And we demanded a full refund and to speak to a manager. Via phone calls and in person, we repeatedly requested to speak to a manager. No manager has spoken to us, and they gave us that partial refund back to our charge card, but that doesn't even add up to the first 3 days of inconvenience and lack of use of the property for all the days. So I quickly broke down the first 20 texts just from Vacasa's answering us back. I got 7+ hellos and thank yous, 16+ apologizing for the experience or issues. The ones I highlighted actually had the most content in it to what we needed to hear, but they still didn't come back and fix anything. 13+ contacting staff to get an update. 3 acknowledging the safety issues. So they did know that there were safety issues in the house, but still didn't do anything. 10+ apologizing for delays and late responses. 9+ escalating the issue and request for a manager. 2 asking for proof, and we sent the proof to them. 9+ asking if we needed anything else without resolving the current issues. I think that was the most insulting, that they just kept saying, do you need anything else? Do you need anything else? Then they gave us a number that actually did not work. One time to pass off the number that didn't work, which is right here. I should have just kept that one quote there. One time asking us to keep calling other numbers to get someone else online while we were on our family vacation. So the reason once again, that I did this is so that you kind of got the walkthrough of what we were going through on our vacation. Now I'm asking VRBO what you're going to do for us. I'd like to see that you guys are helping us, like you promised that you'd have our back. Now I had multiple people online saying it was unacceptable of what we were going through with with Vacasa from VRBO, and I'd appreciate it if we can get some answers on that end. I do have information in our email that I'm sharing with you that shows that we do have a case open with VRBO. So please honor this and help us. Thank you.